It's howdy doody time. It's howdy doody time. I don't know why I'm singing this howdy doody time. Welcome, Kachunga, my friends, Kachunga, Rev, and it ain't no vicar is here again, live feed. I've got two people watching straight away, no idea who they are. So I say hello to you, hello on this lovely Saturday evening. Welcome to the show, welcome. And I'm going to start off as usual with my bad jokes. You know, you like me to start with these bad jokes that are so bad, not even Sabbath was used these jokes. Not even Rowan Atkinson would use these jokes. Two Ronnies might do. Are we ready? Are we going to say hello? Are we ready? What do you call a fly with no wings? A walk. What did the Buddhist say to the hot dog vendor? Make me one with everything. Oh, come on, that's clever. That's a clever one. That's clever. My Lady Roz has joined us. Mwah, darling. Mwah, darling. How are we doing, sweetie? How are we doing? We're two jokes in, Roz. Are you surviving? What does a buffalo say when his son left? My son. Oh, yeah, it was bad actually. That's even bad for me. Now this one is right down my alley. Right down my alley. This one is. What do you call a psychic little person who has escaped from jail? A small, medium, large. Yeah. What's the most terrifying word in nuclear physics? Oops. And that's the phone. That is the phone that I forgot to put on silent. I normally tell Roz off for doing that. Anyway, there's one more joke to go. One more joke to go. Oh. 3 fish. Not one, not two, but 3 fish are in a tank. One says to the other one, can you drive this thing? Yeah. There you go. That's the bad jokes out the way. That's the bad jokes. What did you think of those bad jokes? Were those jokes atrocious or what? I torture myself finding these jokes for you guys. A third person has joined us on air. Welcome to the live feeds. Welcome. Kachunga Trev the Rev is here. Ain't no vicar. Please hit the like button if you're enjoying what you're watching. If you're enjoying what you're watching, hit the like button. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Hit subscribe. And when you want to know when these videos are coming out and see my maddening hair, it's only going to be here for a few more months. Yeah, months. Please ring that bell button. Ring the bell. And most importantly of all, tell your friends about it. You're telling about the show. Because my mind is going nuts. That's far I'm gonna go. Yes. Well, what are we talking about today? Well, the first thing I'm going to be talking about today. The first thing I'm talking about today is what I was doing last night. No, it's not what you guys think I was doing last night. I'm sure it's not what you guys thought I was doing last night. Last night, I was in a pub called the Royal Oak in Netherwater in the first demonstration run by And it was a hard night. It was a very hard crowd. Um, it's our first. We've taken it as a learning experience. Next one's gonna be better. It's gonna be better. Because I've learned from last night. I've learned from it. Listen, hello, Lauren. Hello, Lauren. How you doing, sweetheart? How you doing? Um, yes, the first we've learned from it, and one of the first lessons we've learned from this is never ever do a demonstration in a pub on a Friday night. It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. When you do a demonstration, you want it to be nice, quiet, a sounding quietness around us to help you do the meditating and passing on the messages and stuff. And when you're doing all this and you've got like a variety football squad next door making all this racket, it doesn't work that well. And considering we had all that, it wasn't all that bad. It wasn't all that bad. We done pretty well, and we were told we had a couple of more fully trained mediums with us, and one of the ones who actually teaches me said that we did really well. So that's a thing. That's a, so now you're asking me, when's the next one? When's the next one? Because I missed it. I wanted to go and I missed it because it includes card readings and stuff as well. Well, yeah, I told you I'm mad. It's in the title. My mad moments. Madness of my mind. My next one will be me working with a couple of secret guest mediums to be announced later on at Catherine's Priory, which is where Morrison's is in Exeter itself. That's going to be the Saturday evening, and it's a hall. So there'll be no lunatics playing football or shouting out next door. We'll have the hall to ourselves and complete silence. Silence is golden, like the first morning. Why I'm singing this, I do not know. Ruga. So yes, that's going to be at St Catherine's Priory. That'll be on November the 2nd. I'm also doing a charity demonstration next month. Next month. Next month. On a date I can't tell you because I've forgotten it. Woo! I know it's on the week I'm on holiday in next month, and I believe it's a Thursday evening of next month. So there you go. That's the big announcement. Big announcement. Willow is with me today. I'm wearing Willow today. The Willow t-shirt. Oh, one of my favourite wrestlers. He's actually better known in the wrestling terms as Jeff Hardy. He got the name when Jeff and Matt first did their own wrestling in America. Wrestling. Whoa, whoa, whoa. They had their own little federation going on, and they made up names for themselves. Matt Hardy, I believe, was called Fusion. I believe he was called Fusion, the majestic Fusion. But Jeff Hardy would be known as Willow. Willow, a magical madness of person. Willow. Oh, yeah. So that's where Willow comes from, and well, I used to love watching back in the days when he was in there, and I love Willow. Brilliant character. I love the mystical characters. I mean, as anyone will tell you who knows me, my favourite wrestler is the Undertaker. Da, da, da. And I love I'm drawn to the characters who have a mystical side to them. I'm talking about Finn Balor. I'm talking about Kane. I'm talking about no. Rey Mysterio is not a mystical wrestler, John. Welcome to the show, John. Welcome to the show. I don't know why I'm drawn to him. I just love the mystical character. There's a new one that's just come out. His real name is what his real name is now, but he's wrestling. When he wrestles, he's known as Demon. Demon. and I told you this is the madness of my mind. This show is the madness of my mind, and I don't know why it goes that way. It does. Madness. Ooh. Almost an impression of Ric Flair then. Ooh. Or Howling Matt Murdoch from the A-Team. Howling Matt Murdoch. Yes, almost as mad as he is. I'm almost as mad. Another show from the 80s I used to love watching. Hardy Boys were cool. Yes, John, I completely agree with you. I've always been a massive fan of the Hardy Boys. Mankind, yes, aka Mick Foley, the only wrestler. We were talking about wrestling now. This is where the subject's going. This is where the subject's been steered towards. Steered towards. Here's a trivia for you, John. Trivia. Tell me if you knew this or not. Del Torborg. Who is Del Torborg? I'm going to have to look this up on the internet now to see who Del Torborg is. Very pippity pip, pippity pip, bum bum bum, pippity pip, pippity pip, bum bum bum, bubbity bum, bubbity bum, bubbity bum, bubbity bum, bubbity bum, bum bum bum. Lauren, I hate to say this, we're talking wrestling, and 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 he's actually a baseball player. There is a demon wrestler, but it's not Del Torborg. You have to bear with me with that, and I'll let you know what his name is. Bray Wyatt is the name. He was known as Bray Wyatt, and he started off a little thing recently where he played his little children's TV show host, Wade Barrett, the goody two shoes, but when he wrestles as the demon. Um, back to my trivia. Back to the trivia. Back to the trivia. Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble. Did you know Mick Foley, who's known as Mankind, Mick Foley is the only wrestler to wrestle 3 times in a Royal Rumble match under different names. Yes, it is true. It is true. He wrestled as Big Love, he wrestled as Mankind, and wrestled as Cactus Jack, all in the same match. And he still didn't win. He still did not win the match. It was fantastic watching him come out and these different things. I used to love watching. I mean, of all the events that they do, um, of all the events that we do, all the big ones, I'm talking about WrestleMania, WrestleMania, and and right. To quote your demon wrestler, Lauren, I've just put it in, and he was played by Brian Adams. And I don't mean the singer. I do not mean the singer. They are Brian Adams, if you can see that on the thing. If you can see it on the phone. Um, Royal Rumble is my favourite match of the year. I love the Royal Rumble. It's worth matches to have before the Rumble itself. 9 times out of 10 are inconsequential to the show. But the Rumble match itself, even though you can work out who's going to win. You can work it out who's going to win. I love the Royal Rumble because you never know what's going to happen as you watch it. And as I said, you know roughly who's going to win it each year. I always try and work out and say to Rod, so and so is going to win it. So and so is going to win it. And 9 times out of 10, I'm correct. I'm correct. But sometimes, Kane won it once. To my knowledge, John, Kane has never won the Royal Rumble. Kane has never won. He's won the heavyweight title in the past. He beat Stone Cold for that, I believe. And he had the belt with him for one day. One day. But no, he hasn't. There's been a few wrestlers that's won it. more than one occasion. Shawn Michaels has won it on 2 occasions. Stone Cold Steve Austin has won it. I believe he's won it 3 times. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Even The Undertaker's won it once. The Rock's won it a couple of times. Can you smell what the Rock? No, no. It's right. That's a good question, Lauren. That's a good question. Now, I love wrestling. I love wrestling. And yeah, I played at the N64 as well. And I like it because, yes, John, it was WWF. Originally, the letters, believe it or not, started as WWWF, Worldwide Wrestling Federation. When Vince bought it out, Vince McMahon brought it from his dad, he changed it to WWF, which is World Wrestling Federation. But then they had to make a promise to the other WWF, which is the World Wildlife Fund. They would, no, not World Wildlife Foundation. They wouldn't use the WWF insignia when they came over here to England until the one year somebody forgot and used the WWF, and they got sued by the WWF, World Wildlife Fund or Foundation, and they had to change the initial, and that is why the World Wrestling Federation is now known as the World Wrestling Entertainment. That's why it went from WWF to WWE. Trivia. I love to ask me any question with wrestling, and I can tell you. And to answer your question, Lauren, answer your question. Wrestling isn't real. Wrestlers, 9 times out of 10, most wrestlers don't legitimately hate each other the way that they're showed on TV. All the matches are pre-planned. The wrestler is told who's going to win, who's going to lose, when they're going to lose, including matches like the Royal Rumble. But, and here's the but, what they do is an art form. I would like to see any other person, 3 of them, because the 3 people who do this, what's the point in it? It's fun to watch. I don't like, I can't watch boxing. I can't watch martial arts stuff, real martial, like the UFC and stuff, because I know these guys legitimately want to kick the crap out of each other. But wrestling, I know it's fake. I know it's not real. I enjoy it. I see wrestling as a male soap opera. Just imagine in your mind Tom dragging Becky from the real Vic, Queen Vic, and choke slamming her through the door. It's entertainment. It's entertainment. I've had times in their mind. I say this. I know who's going to win. I know all the matches. It still grabs you when you watch it because they're so good at what they do. From the moment they walk through that door and they come down to the ring with the music airing away, grabs you, and a lot of what they do in the ring grabs you um, from the entertainment. You've got someone to get all up before. I should imagine that some do get oiled up before by some lovely young ladies round the back. Is that something you'd like to do, Lauren? Would you like the Rock to come around to your house so you can oil him up? Or would John like one of the lady wrestlers to come around to oil up? Is that what we're going with this? It does make them slippy. It does make them slippy and hard to hold. You're very, very correct. They do. But not if he's oiled up. Yes. Are you trying to call? Does that mean John's the Rock? Is that what you're trying to say? So when I see John on Monday morning, I'm going to have to start calling him the Rock. I can do that. Can you smell what the John got coming? Like that. I'm sure he's not a little pebble. I'm sure he's like a medium-sized pebble. Medium-sized pebble. and sometimes medium. Oh, I don't know. I'm sure you do, John. You have to show me at work one day how you do the people. I have. Um, this is where watching wrestling comes in handy. I used to work up in London many years ago. Many, many years ago. And the warehouse that I was working at there has tradition. It's tradition. When a new person starts, all the people in the warehouse during at some point in the afternoon, when it's a quiet moment, give that person what they call a pasting. And this isn't, there's nothing nasty. Hell in a Cell is a brilliant match. Yes, John, I can agree with that. I do like Hell in a Cell. If we go in that way, I would actually go more towards the Elimination Chamber in a cell. That's a brilliant match. That is fantastic. Or War Games. NXT War Games. Brilliant match to watch. And I lost track of where I was now. I've completely lost track of what I was saying. But yeah, when I was working up in London, I um I was put under this. No, I don't think he broke it from the top of the cage. He jumped. I know he was thrown off the top of the cage. Um, Again, I can't remember someone breaking their back on the in a cage match. I'm sure they have broken their backs on more than one occasions. I'll have to look into that and see if I come back. I'm sure they haven't. I'm sure they haven't. Well, I was saying, I was saying, um, I was put through this pasting up in London, and it was only like an initiation, and they go by how you react to it. And there's three ways you can react. You can either take it, fight back, or run. And I took running to a whole new level, including jump across a gap they weren't expecting me to jump across. And I was bolting at the building. And I got a bit of respect from them, from the distance, from the speed that I went away. Um, when one of the lads thought he'd be clever and give me a pasting by himself, I put him in a four-figure leg lock. Honestly, I did. I put him in a four-figure leg lock. I learned from watching wrestling, and he was screaming. He was legitimately screaming in this hold, and it shows you that these moves do hurt. These moves do hurt. I remember once there was a story where a reporter had gone to a wrestler and said, "Wrestling is fit. These moves don't hurt." So the wrestler put him in a legitimate hold, and this was crying. He's so much pain, so much pain. But yes, wrestling is fake. And when we say wrestling is it reports to, they know who wins, they know who loses. Um, all the moves and what they do during the match is all choreographed, like a dance routine. Dance routine. Um, the moves they do are legitimate. When they hit them over the back with a chair, it hurt. When they put them through a table, it hurt. When they put them in submission moves, trust me, it hurts. Yeah, when you say it's fake, you're more saying who wins and who loses, and that's another reason why wrestling have gone with WWE, and technically they're saying we're not sports, we're entertainment, and they're saying that. So yes, does that answer your question, Lauren? Does that answer your question? Answer the question of the day. Do we make that the question of the day? And welcome to the room, Lady Roz, who is going to say, she's going to say in a second, she's going to say with the mascot.
Hello.
It's Gizmo. Look, it's Gizmo. How's Gizmo? Oh, hello, mate. How you doing? I haven't seen this cat all day long. You see, he's half asleep. He's outside in the warm, and he's not impressed because we put him on the camera. No, I think that's the second time Gizmo's been on this on the show. The ginger lunatic. Just a cat that I reckon we should have called him Garfield because rugged, rugged caddy bear with a heart that is a bear. I used to love watching that cartoon when I was younger. I was love watching that cartoon when I was younger. So, are we enjoying the show so far? Are we enjoying? What would you like me to go now? Now, and now. Tom and Jerry all the way. Yes, I love Tom and Jerry. I absolutely love Tom and Jerry. Texas Lab, I didn't really get into when I was younger. And cartoon wise now, the question is, I've got three people watching this show as I'm live. One is Lauren, one is John. Who's the third person watching? Please, person number three. Please say hello. Please say hello. Hi, Chunga. Say the words. Say the words. Now, I never got into Dexter's Lab. I never got into that. I grew up with Tom and Jerry. I grew up with Tom and Jerry, where the story's always the same. Tom picks on Jerry. Jerry kicks the crap out of himself. Um, reveal you were thinking the same thing, were you, John? Well, we need to bring this person out to say hello. Because I like to say hello to the people who watch the show. Watch the show. Reveal yourself. Reveal yourself. Please. Reveal yourself. Who is it? Who is it? That should be the contest. Who is this mystery third person? I reckon. I reckon it's someone from the ITV network, and they're going to pick me up for a national TV show based on this YouTube video. Based on this YouTube video. No, it's not Roz. It's not Roz because she was watching from the start, but she's now home. And even Roz isn't so sad to be watching it when she's in the room with me. But there wasn't Roz. She was there. Roz was the third person, and then she left because I saw it go down to two, and then the third person come up. That'd be me, John. I'm the hope. I'm the one getting not getting those. I'll be famous. In the words of Del Boy, this time next year, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'll own Safety Clean. I will own Safety Clean. You'll work for me. Work for me. How's that? You can work for me. I'll make you wash the vans all day long after you come home from work. You know, you come home nice and early thinking, yay, I'm home early from work. I can. And then I'll say, no, you can't go home yet. You've got to go and wash the vans. All of them, including top. Can you get a job for me? No, I'm happy. I'm happy, Lauren. I'm happy doing what I'm doing, dealing with madness of me. Mad. If anyone would like, I will say this is advertising. Advertising. Of course, I've watched Endgame. I saw that about 3 months ago. Um, did you work for me? If I had the Lauren, I would quite happily let you work for me if I had the money to pay you. I would quite happily take all my friends on and keep them working. You could take John's job, Lauren, and I'll have John washing cars all day long. How's that? It could be where you can jump out of the traffic lights with the squeegee go. Nee, nee, nee. But whatever things, if you ever want, I will say, if you ever need what would like a card reading, like I do across the street, um, it's an idea, but I don't have money to pay out, Lauren. Being quite honest, this is why I don't mind doing this because I don't pay out when I'm doing this. That's a good idea, though. Good idea. Personal assistant, PA, personal assistant. What other things could PA stand for? There you go. Question. Another question. What could PA stand for? And let's think. A perfect attendant. How's that? Oh, you never could program back in the day. You see, Stylish Top, no, don't remember them. I've never heard of those. Don't forget, John, that when I was a young lad, when I say back in my day, I'm talking about when cartoons were cartoons and you had Battle of the Planet, you had Thundercats, you had Transformers, you had Masters of the Universe, or He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and even stuff like the Care Bears and My Little Pony were the cartoons of the days when I was a lad. Also, the days of the multicolour swap shop. You've never heard of that? Or Saturday Superstore. Sesame Street. I used to love watching Sesame Street. My favourite character on that was one up, two up, three up, four up. Yeah, I just love him counting it and seeing how they do the show. Do you know the Muppets? The Muppet TV show actually came. Obviously, you know it's the same characters. But Sesame Street ran first. We did have four people on. We did, but we went back down to three. Someone was like, "Hello, goodbye, hello, goodbye." So I know. It's nice to have these numbers slowly rise and rise. Viewers, Magical Roundabout. I used to love watching the Magical Roundabout. Um, I didn't know this until the actual. I was watching a trivia. Gizmo alert! Look, it's Gizmo. Gizmo alert! He wants me back on TV. I remember Zap, although you spelled it wrong, John. It was ZZAP. Um, did you know the Magical Roundabout was loosely based around drugs and stuff? I didn't know that, including stuff like that. When you go into the actual characters, like Google, what did the thing? Sorry for. You know, although that was a good show, and you got that for me, John. I was just about to say you spelt that wrong. You spelt that wrong. There's nothing. I've been spelling lots of things wrong. Um, I've been dealing with the curse, the curse of the autocorrect on Facebook. I've been putting some things on Facebook out, and two times in a row when I put something on Facebook, one of the words they changed it, and I didn't realise until it was too late. Too late. And Gizmo has gone for the curtain, and we got the curtain of bright light. There you go. I fixed it. Fixed it. Fixed it. Live cat. Live cat alert. Causing havoc. Causing havoc in my studio. My studio. Studio. Yeah, but I do remember Zap. I do remember watching Zap, and that wasn't bad. Sorry. Now that was a good TV show as well, starring Ronnie Corbett, I believe. They did spell it wrong. Um, Spelt that wrong as well. Now, what you should have done there, John, was thought ahead, and then when you put out spelt that wrong, you should have spelt that word itself wrong on purpose. What's the statues above my head? What, these things here? Between those things up here? Red dwarf. Red dwarfs are awesome. Red dwarfs are absolutely awesome. Yes, right, Lauren. Answer your question. Answer your question. What we got up there is a mixture of things. A mixture of things. Now, I'm not going to start putting them down because if I do that, I might bring the whole shelf down. But I could bring a couple down. This, for example, is Winnie the Winnie the I love the little puppy old teddy. I try and get Roz, the Lady Roz. Lady Roz is a massive fan of Winnie the Pooh. He's a bit dusty. He needs all these things up there need to clean up. I think polish the shelf, polish the shelf. I used to make a tradition to get Roz Winnie the Pooh things for Christmas. She's got massive teddy bears in the other room, massive teddy bears that I see in charity shops. I've been thinking about that, John. Actually, not comics. I was thinking about maybe doing my favourite stories within the comics, having graphic novel form. I was thinking about doing that. It's something I can do further down the road. Further down the road. Also, up there to answer your questions are my trophies. My trophies. Trophies. I haven't won one for ages. Um, but I've won a few cribbage tournaments in the past and got some trophies from that. And I've won some pool tournaments. I'm not bad at pool. I haven't played it for ages, but I'm not bad at pool. I prefer nine ball, or more known as American pool, nine ball. I love doing that. Would you like me to do my top 10 graphic novels stories next week? Would that be a nice idea? Is this what we're choosing for me to do next year? Next year, what am I saying? Next year, next year, next week. Can I give a shout out to little Liam? Hello, Liam. Hello, Liam. How you doing? Are you enjoying the show? Trevor Rev giving you a shout out, and your mum will tell you I ain't no vicar. Hello, Liam. How you doing? Are you enjoying the show, Liam? Are you enjoying it? Were you mysterious third person watching the show? Are you the mysterious third person, Liam? Ooh, ooh. Yes, is he? Well, you're not. Yes, no, yes. Like a traffic light. Yes, no, yes, no, yes. Or is he watching on your phone, Lauren? Is that what he's doing? Is he going, who's that idiot mum that you're watching? Who is he? He's mad. He's mad. Lauren, you're 8. It says a world record. Lauren is 8 years old. Everybody, Lauren is 8 years old. I think what that means is Liam is 8 years old. How old am I? Um, I was. Let's see if you can work it out, Liam. I'll see if you can work it out. If I give you the year I was born in, see if you can work it out. Let's see how good your maths is. You can ask your mum to help. I was born in 1970. No, I'm not 80, you cheeky Toro. I'm not 80. I feel 80 sometimes, but I'm not 80. No, I was born in 1970, which means I am near an anniversary number. I am near a biggish number, an anniversary number. That'll be next year in March. Yes, quite suiting me actually. The month of the Mad March's hair. The Mad March's hair. 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 There you go. There you go. Yes, I'm 49. I'm 49, but I'm 50 in about 5 or 6 months. Um, I know I look younger. I know I look younger. I look good for my age. I look good apart from the bald head. I look very, very good for my age. Very good for my age. Yes. Right. Right. Right, said Pet. Have a cup of tea. This is what I'm thinking. Yes, right. Next week. Next week, I will be doing my favourite, let's say my favourite 10, not necessarily. You have a YouTube channel as well. Ooh, is that Lauren or was that Liam? Um, Next week I will be doing my top 10 graphic novel stories, um, which is going to be fun for me to do because it's been ever. I got one. That sounds like two characters from Sesame Street, Rick and Ernie. Liam and Ernie. Huh? Hey, I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check it out. On that note, it is time. We have reached that time. We have reached that time for me to say Gibbelob. Yes, Gibbelob. Farewell. Please, please. As I said before, I'm going through the magic words. If you've enjoyed the show, if you've enjoyed that show, please hit my luck button. Luck, that's a new one. Luck button. Please hit that like button. If you've not done so already, this is more for those who are not watching live at the moment, not watching live, but watch a future episode of it. Please hit that subscribe button. And when you want to know when I'm coming on air, I am planning and doing the next part of Star Chasers tomorrow. Go on air tomorrow. Um, please hit that bell. Ring that bell. Ring the bell, a ding along, a ding a ling a ling. And as I said earlier on, the most nicest thing you can do, the most nicest thing you can do to me, or for me, not to me, is please tell your friends about this show. Please tell them. Yes, I'm going to sing again. I'm going to sing. Tell them about it. You got to tell them about the show. Because if you do that, I get more people watching and I can want to do. Nice to see you. See you. Bye. Tread the Rev signing off and ain't no Vicar.